everyone, as you know, we are almost finished for this semester session. I'm sad because of our English class will end soon. But in another hand, I feel so excited to spend time with my family. I think some of you maybe have planned your activity during this upcoming semester break, but some of you doesn't have any plan, right? Wants to go holiday but feels worried about the pandemic issue right now. Don't worry, me, Nor Asmida, and my partner Anis Riza will share to you guys these 5 types of movie genre that you should watch during this upcoming semester break. Actually, it have many types of movie genre, but for this video, we will share to you guys these 5 types of movie genre that always attracting and receive high response in cinema. Before we go through to this movie genre, here I want to share the facts of the genre and a little bit of history. Genre is a term for any category of creative work which include literature or other forms of art and entertainment, whether it's written, spoken, visual, or audio, based on some set of stylistic criteria. Genres are formed by convention that change over the time as a new genre are invented and the use of old ones are discontinued. One can also classify a movie by the theme, topic, mode, or budget. These characteristics are most evident in the film genre movies, which are commercial feature films through repetition and variation, tell familiar story with familiar characters and familiar situation in a given genre. A film genre will influence the use of filmmaking styles and techniques, such as the use of flashback and low-key lighting in a film noir, tight framing in horror films, or fonts that look like Rohan's log for the titles of Western film. In addition, genre have associated film scoring conventions, such as a large string orchestra for romantic melodramas or electronic music for science fiction films. Genre also affects how films are broadcast on television, advertised, and organized in video rental stores. So without wasting any time, I will explain to you guys these 2 types of movie genre. There is superhero fiction and thriller. Superhero fiction is a genre of speculative fiction story that examines the adventures of costume crime fighters known as superheroes, who often possess superhuman powers and battle similarly powered criminals known as supervillains. The genre primarily falls between hard fantasy and soft science fiction spectrum or scientific realism. It is most commonly associated with American comic books, though it has expanded into other media through adaptation and original works. If you guys have ever watched this movie, you guys should watch it again. The suggestion for the superhero fiction movie is The Avengers Endgame. Back to 2019, this movie is American superhero movie based on the Marvel comic superhero team The Avengers, written by Stan Lee and Jack Lee, which is produced by the Marvel Studios. And also, the superhero in this movie cast by Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and many other best actors. In this movie, the surviving of the Avengers and their ally attempt to reverse the destruction caused by the Thanos in the previous movie, which is Infinity War. For a while, all hope seems lost until an opportunity to reverse the damage is presented. Then, the team must assemble once more and do whatever it takes to restore the universe and bring those they lost back. At the end of the movie, Tony Stark, that is known as Iron Man, sacrificed his life in order to save his friends and family. The word of Love You 3000 becomes a remembered word as in a commemoration of his sacrifice in this movie. Oh, I really want to watch this movie again and again. because even in a superhero fiction genre, but this movie tells of the loyal spirit of friends, family, love, and the meaning of sacrifice to achieve a good for everyone. Next is a thriller movie. Thriller is a genre of fiction having numerous, often overlapping subgenres. Thrillers are usually a mix of fear and excitement. It has traits from the suspense genre and often from the action, adventure, or mystery genre. But the level of the terror makes it borderline horror fiction at times as well. It generally has a dark or serious theme, which also makes it similar to drama. While from my experience watching movie, the best thriller movie is Mission Impossible Fallout. This movie was released on 2018, an American action spy film written, produced and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, and it is the sixth installment in the Mission Impossible film series. The cast outstanding Tom Cruise as the main actor in this movie. In this movie, Ethan Hunt and his team must track down missing plutonium. The mission takes him to Green, where he meets up with Benji Dunn and Latastico. But the mission fails, and when Lata is taken hostage and Ethan attempts to save him, result in the apostles escaping with the plutonium. After a mission goes wrong, Ethan and his team trying to fix the situation, and many action and adventure happen in this movie. This movie gives audience the feels of excitement and how and what will happen next. This is the best movie and suitable movie that you should watch with your family. Other than this type of movie genre, my partner Anis Reza will continue to share another more 3 movie genre. Stay tuned.
Thank you Asmida for the sharing of 2 types of movie genre. The suggestion of the movie is quite interesting and made me feel excited to watch it with my family. I hope I have enough time to watch the movie and to share it on the upcoming semester break because we still have 3 more interesting movie genres. Life is not all about study and work, right? You have to make time for some fun and excitement as well. Not only it's good for your physical health but mental well-being as well. People who participate in fun activity for entertainment purpose are less likely to fall into a pit of depression. That's why by watching a movie, it can help you to reduce stress. So the third movie genre is romance. The term romance has multiple meanings. For example, historical romance like those of Walter Scott would use the term to mean a fictitious narrative in course of verse, the interest of which turns upon marvelous and uncommon incidents most often. However, a romance is understood to be love stories, emotion-driven story that are primarily focused on the relationship between the main character of the story. Beyond the focus on the relationship, the biggest defining characteristic of the romance genre is that a happy ending is always guaranteed, perhaps marriage and living happily ever after, or simply that the reader sees hope of the future of the romance relationship. In 1997, there is an epic romance movie which is Titanic. The year of publish is really late, right? Even me are still not born yet. But this Titanic is a very legendary romance movie based on a true story. Titanic is an American film directed, written, produced and co-edited by James Cameron. Incorporating both historical and fictionalized aspects, it is based on accounts of the sinking of the RMS Titanic and stars Leonardo DiCaprio as Jack Dawson and Kate Winslet as Rose DeWitt-Bukater. Both of them are members of different social classes who fall in love aboard the ship during its ill-fated maiden voyage. Titanic was the first film to reach the billion-dollar marks. Interesting, right? This is just not a romance movie, but it has a historical behind that. That gives us a knowledge. Even almost 24 years, this Titanic movie are still a popular romance movie ever. Next is the genre that I'm waiting for, which is horror. Horror movie is one that seeks to elicit fear or disgust in its audience for entertainment purpose. Horror movie additionally aim to evoke viewers' nightmares. revulsions, and terror of the unknown or the macabre. Horror may also overlap with the fantasy, supernatural fiction, and thriller genre. Plots within the horror genre often involve the insertion of an evil force, events, or personage into the everyday world. Prevalent elements include ghosts, evil witch, cults, black magic, demons, and serial killers. Sometimes, some of the horror movie create based on true story, and other than that, mostly only a fiction. Most of the horror movie give us a feel of scariness and feel like this usually come from American supernatural horror movie. I don't know if you guys agree or not with me, but here the suggestion movie that can give you all the feel that I said, which is The Conjuring. The Conjuring was released in the United States and Canada on 2013, directed by James Wan. The Conjuring tells the horrifying true story of Ed and Lorraine Warren, world-renowned paranormal investigator who were called to help a family terrorized by a dark presence in a scheduled farmhouse. Forced to confront a powerful demonic entity, the Warrens find themselves caught in the most terrifying case of their life. This movie is continuous of the story The Conjuring Part 2 and 3, The Nun and the Annabelle. So if you decide to start watch this movie, you need to have all the 6 chapters to understand the storyline. I really want to watch this movie again, and I hope I have a friend or family to accompany me to watch this movie. Last but not least is adventure movie genre. The adventure genre consists where the protagonist goes on an epic journey, either personally or geographically. Often the protagonist has a mission and faces many obstacles in his way. The adventure genre often pairs up with the action genre, since long epic journey have a lot of action in them. The adventure genre can be combined with almost any other genre. It's versatile like romance and drama in that it can be a mesh with almost any other genre and still work. Previous year in 2019, there is one adventure movie that received a high response in cinema, which is Jumanji: The Next Level. Jumanji: The Next Level is a 2019 American fantasy adventure comedy film directed by Jake Kasdan. It is a sequel to 2017's Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, the second follow-up to 1995 Jumanji, and the fourth installment in the Jumanji franchise. It stars Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Nick Jonas, and many more actors reprising their roles from the previous film. The film's plot takes place 2 years after Welcome to the Jungle, in which the same group of teenagers, along with an old friend and 2 unwitting additions, become trapped in Jumanji once again. When Spencer goes back into the fantastical world of Jumanji, both Martha, Fritz, and Bethany re-enter the game to bring him home, but the game is now broken and they need to fight back. They all find themselves facing new problems and challenges, with both old and new avatars, while having to save the land from a new villain in order to escape. This movie received generally positive review from critics and grossed $800 million, and it's become the 10th highest grossing film in 2019. Movies are the easiest and most common form of entertainment that most people in the world consume. And thanks to the internet, you can just open your Netflix and watch your favorite movie anywhere and anytime. Movies are the greatest way to escape the stress and tension of the day and get transported into a world of fun and magic. So that's all from me and my partner Asmida. I hope you guys can get inspiration on how to spend your holiday with these 5 types of movie genre and the suggestion movies that we give. So enjoy your upcoming semester break. Bye!